Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. As y'all can see, we are in the little greenhouse because it is time to get some seeds started. But if you remember back a few months ago, we told y'all we had a water leak that was on our greenhouse line, so we had to end up shutting the water off until we could get that fixed. Well, we figured things out, and so while we get these filled up with dirt, we're going to let you see what we found and how we got it fixed. So if y'all remember a little while back, we told y'all that we had a water leak because we had super high water bills. We couldn't figure out what it was, and I finally figured out that it was the line that went to the greenhouse that was leaking. Well, as we did a little bit more investigation, I thought I could hear water running at the bottom of this frost-free or through this frost-free without it actually turned on. So I did a little bit of investigating, dug a hole, and actually found the pipe. And I'm going to set this up and show you what we've been dealing with. So once I got this dug down and found this pipe here, what I did is I turned the water on and I could see water spraying all around this. We've had problems with our frost freeze before that with that PVC and they move around a little bit. Even with the stabilization pipe, they still move some. And I think what happened is maybe somebody got a little rough, turn it off or something, and it kind of tweaked the threads where that actually screws in. What I did on the one up by the greenhouse is I dug it up and I actually replaced all this stuff here with PEX pipe, so it has some flex to it and it's less likely to break that way. Plus it's got brass fittings right there. I don't really need this until it actually warms up some, so what I'm going to do to get water to the greenhouse so we can start our seeds, I'm just going to cut this off and then I'm going to put a cap on it and figure out exactly what we need to get this fixed and do that later. Medical helicopter. Okay, it's so cold out here, I don't want to be dealing with mud, so this is probably going to be easier to do now than whenever it's wet. I'm just going to clean some of this dirt off. I'm going to go turn this on for a second just so you can see what's going on, and then I'll be back to fix it. Okay, hopefully y'all could see what was going on with that. But like I said, I'm just going to cut this out. Grab a little bit of that water that's running out to wash this pipe off. Okay. We'll take this off to investigate later. Clean this up and get it good and dry. Okay, that should be pretty good. Feels nice and dry and clean. I like to use this Rain or Shine blue glue because it holds up really well, and I think at the temperature we're at, it'll set up fully within 4 hours for the pressure that's going to be on here. I'll put glue on the pipe and on the other. And I never use primer with this stuff. If it was something permanent, maybe, but we just need to hold this. We just need this to hold for till it warms up some when we need this again. Okay, so that's on tight there. Okay, so I think that's going to work out pretty good. We got to let it set, like I said, I think 4 hours. I need to go look at the chart and see because we're a little above 40 today, and I think between 40 and 60 it said 4 hours before you could put up to 180 pounds of pressure on it. So we'll let it set up, and then hopefully a little later we'll turn the water on, see if it holds or if we have a disaster. I just know we need to get water up to the little greenhouse, that way that we can start planting our seeds and stuff like that, because although it's super cold out here, we've got heat in there and it's ready to go to get some stuff started. I thought I was done, but I decided to look a little bit more, and sure enough, this adapter broke off where the threads screw into the pipe, so I figured that's what it was, is might have got a little bit too much torque on it when somebody was turning it off, and it just snapped that off. But if we use a brass end here and put in with some PEX, we shouldn't have that issue in the future. So it should be a pretty easy fix when we get around to it. Just got to get the right tools for it. Okay, so we were super thankful to get that water leak fixed, because when you're planting this many seeds, you really need an ample water supply, and that's what we're fixing to get into is what are we planting this year for our garden. We decided to take a whole different outlook on things this year and focus more on self-sustainability rather than trying to do something for market.
Yeah.
In the past, we would take some really good producing or high-paying crops, do a whole bunch of those, focus on that, and then grow a few things for us here and there and try to just take those things to market. But this year, we are trying to see if we can grow all the vegetables we will need for an entire year.
Yes.
And that is going to be a challenge since we've never tried to do that before. We've put up stuff before, but trying to get enough where you have a good variety and also enough volume of stuff to last all year may be a challenge.
Yeah.
So to get started with that, what we're going to do is we're going to start some trays of some stuff that really need to be going now. We wanted to get started a couple weeks ago, but weather just did not cooperate along with life. So we're getting started now. And the next thing we're going to do is work on succession planting. So rather than trying to do everything at once, get it all to market so you have high volumes, we want stuff to last all season. But we also want to get started early, which we'll have to get the plastic back on our high tunnel to be able to do that. But this is what we're going to start with. Also taking a more natural approach, we're going to try to do some companion planting. So what that means, like planting flowers or plants that are beneficial to others or beneficial to insects or that may deter pests as well. We're fixing to get started. If you want to go down what you've got on your side and kind of talk about why we chose that.
First thing I've got over here is broccoli. I've got to figure out which variety I want to do. But we actually are probably going to do multiple trays of broccoli because broccoli is one of those things that you can put up and put up and put up. And I mean, it takes, quite a bit of broccoli. We eat a lot of broccoli. So that'll be something good that we can freeze. And that if we plant enough of it, we should have enough to last us through even the winter and all that good stuff.
The good thing about broccoli, it's kind of one of those set and forget type things.
Yes.
You get it planted and then the prep work for getting it planted is not bad because it's just one head that you put in, and then also harvesting and prepping to put up. It's a lot easier than having to like shell out beans or things like that, because once you get it, you just chop it up, blanch it, wash it, whatever you do, freeze it, and you're good to go. It's one of those crops that you can get a lot of value out of without having to do just tons of work.
Yep. And then I have collards. I didn't realize that they needed to be sowed indoors and then put out, but
you can do both. It's just this will give us a head start. Plus, it's easier to control your spacing and stuff because otherwise you have to do a lot of thinning and things like that.
Which I guess is what we've done in years past.
Yes.
So
I've always taken.
That's why I didn't realize that you could start them indoors like this.
I always took the lazy approach before, but whenever we were in South Arkansas at the feed store, they always started them in the high tunnel or their greenhouse beforehand.
But us being more intentional this year, this is one of those things that we can do.
Plus, it's just going to save time later because like right now when it's cold, we can't do stuff out in the garden. But whenever stuff hits, we may not have as much time as what we have now. And it will be like, oh, we'll go thin that later or something. And then next thing you know, you've got a mess. And we're trying, like I said, the biggest thing with this year is being intentional.
Yeah. Then I've got cauliflower. It's another pretty easy one to do too. And it'll be great to freeze and put up.
Freeze, and then also, like I said, since we went to that class, I want to do some fermenting.
Yeah.
So it's good for your gut health, and that's one of the things that was in it. So that was another idea for that. But
yes. Yeah, so we were excited about that too. And then we've got a bunch of hot peppers. We've got habaneros, ghost peppers, different varieties of habaneros and stuff. So some of these may be kind of trial and error because we haven't really done a ton of the different varieties of those. But
yeah, it's like for that, like pepper sauce, stuff like that, because I am not a spicy person. I don't like stuff that's real spicy, but I do like pepper sauce, like on greens, cabbage, and stuff like that. So we're going to try it may be overkill doing the ghost pepper stuff, but we had it, so I was like, why not give it a shot? Because that's another thing too, is we're trying to get rid of a bunch of old seed. And
then we've got cayenne over here, which our cayenne, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Was like the only thing that worked that one year that we had that bad drought. So hopefully those will do well again this year.
Those will be for pepper sauce as well.
Again. And then we've got jalapeno peppers over here, which pepper jelly and
candied jalapenos are good, or doing like sliced and canned them for like nachos, things like that.
I also want to put up some so that I can do like some of the more artisan type breads and stuff when I get into sourdough and stuff.
Yeah, you can do that.
I really want to do jalapeno and cheese bread because that's one thing I've wanted to get into. So.
And you could probably also like make those and like prep them into like jalapeno poppers and then freeze them already made up, where you just got to kind of like a quick thing to get out and just pop it in the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Lenny's on the roof.
He is. Yeah, the cats like to get on top of this greenhouse, and I'm not a fan of it because I'm just waiting for the day that they claw into it and cut it open.
Hopefully not, though.
Yeah. Okay, Izzy said she wanted to talk about hers.
What have you got?
Bell peppers.
Bell peppers. What are you going to do with those?
Eat them.
Eat them.
Eat them.
Okay, so we've got bell peppers right here. With that, there's a couple things. Fermenting, they used them in their fermenting stuff, so we could do that.
Yeah.
Also, stuffed bell peppers, and then they have like the pepper slaw stuff. I forgot what it's called exactly.
Also, I went in the dehydrating class that I went to. They dehydrated them as well and used them in soups and stews and stuff like that too. So, and spaghetti sauce. That was another big thing.
Yeah,
so.
and if we ever get a freeze dryer, that'd be good for that too, because you could do that and then they'd last forever. Okay, what's next?
What's over there?
Banana peppers.
Banana peppers. Banana peppers, they're sweet banana peppers, so we just like to eat those fresh on salads and stuff. And also you can do pickled banana peppers too. She likes pickled banana peppers. Well, whenever she used to be able to get Subway sandwiches and stuff like that, which you get them on the salads, I guess, whenever you got them there. So good use for that. What else you got down there?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. That's right. With eggplant, a few different things. Like I said, some people fry it up. That's not really our thing. I mean, it's okay every now and then, but fried foods and us just don't get along here lately because we don't have them that often. But with that, you can do like an eggplant parmesan, or I know like people have done like eggplant lasagna.
Yes.
Lots of different things you can do with them. Like some of them will freeze them or dehydrate them, and then you can reconstitute the water in them. I guess that's the word for it.
Yeah.
Later, so that you can bring them back to their normal self and use them for other things, but they'll store real easily that way.
Yes.
Okay, here we have celery, which with that's probably going to be mostly like fresh eating and stuff. I don't know what else you can do.
You can dehydrate it as well and use it in...
Yeah, like celery powder or different things. Yeah.
And then you have...
Cabbage is going to go here. We've got a bunch of different kinds. I'm just going to pick one of these out for now. Probably this one because it makes 6 to 9 pound heads. And if there's enough seeds, which it doesn't look like there is to do the whole one, I'll substitute it with something else to fill out. But with that, we can do fresh cabbage. We can do slaw. One in our fermenting class, they did sauerkraut. It looked really good. It really
did look good.
And so homemade stuff's better. So we may try fermenting that to make some homemade sauerkraut and then have that for different things. Because they were talking about they used it on hot dogs, pork chops. They said pretty much they use it on everything. So that sounded like it would be very interesting to do. And in this tray, we're going to do marigolds. We got a few different kinds there that we've had. Like I said, a lot of these seeds are older seeds and we're just trying to get rid of them. So we may end up putting multiple or several in a thing, like 2 or 3, just to make sure that maybe something will come up. And if they don't work out, I do have a newer round of seeds of things in places. But last fall, when we divided the seeds up, we divide them into newer and older. And I'm trying to use the older first. So if we have to, we'll dip into the newer bag. But the goal is to not have to buy much this year. And so far, the only thing we bought is some giant watermelon seeds and some giant pumpkin seeds because the girls want to try to grow those for the county fair.
Yep.
So.
The pumpkins, they'll get like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, there's one pumpkin seed that we got. It said they could get up to 1,000 pounds.
That's
so
crazy.
I don't know if I believe that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if they can. I'm trying to think. I grew a giant pumpkin once, but I don't remember. I think it was only like 86 pounds or something. I mean, it was huge. But then it started trying to rot. I mean, I put a tarp over it and everything, tried to keep the sun off of it, and it made it to the county fair, but it didn't last long after. So we're fixing to get started with that, but we just kind of want to tell you exactly what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing. But this is just the start to what we're doing. Because like I said, the main thing is getting a tray in. We can get these planted as we have time. We're going to add more stuff in. We're going to definitely be doing some tomatoes, which will be grown in the greenhouse. We're going to do a bunch of herbs because we want to put in an herb garden kind of use.
It's in a can.
I know, but I don't want you to spill it because it's got a hole in the top. So just leave it right there for a minute. But we want to have an herb garden. That way we can try to check out some medicinal uses for them and just like also culinary uses too to do different things. Because like I said, the more that we can grow, the safer we know that it is. And in the long run, the way prices are, the cheaper it'll be.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that we've already had these seeds. I mean, there's very little cost in it for us this year.
We already had the seeds, the containers. We did buy, well, this dirt we didn't. This is from last year too. But I did buy some more for other. But the only cost we're really out right now is our time.
Yeah. And that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if we can grow everything we need for this year at a minimal cost, then, I mean, the savings are huge, plus the health benefits, like you said, and everything else. So,
yeah,
I think it's a win-win all across the board.
Like I said, the goal is to get everything for a year, but worst case, we'll see how far it lasts anyhow. But y'all get to come along this journey with us and see how it goes. And then if we're successful, you can have the confidence to do it yourself. And if we're not, you'll know what to do better.
Well, and then if we don't grow enough of one thing or multiple things, they're playing right above me.
Yeah.
If we don't grow enough of something this year, then, I mean, we know that, okay, well, next year, then we need to actually grow, twice as much or 3 times as much, or, oh, that was way too much and we've got a ton left over, so maybe we need to back off on this one. So, yes. I mean, it'll help us for years to come, actually, so.
It's playing frosty up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Iz already started. She remembers.
She loves this.
She's a pro at this. But yeah, we're just going to go through and put little divots down in here for the seeds to sit. Then we'll put the seeds in, put labels, then we'll go through and sprinkle a little dirt on top.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do this just to get more holes.
Oh, yeah. 2 at a time.
I went ahead and wrote up some labels. I may not have enough labels, but we're going to see what it looks like when we get there.
Yeah. And on this, it's a peat moss base. It's organic is what the bag says. Well, good for you. Do the rest of them. Well, no, hang on. I guess you can do one at a time. That way it's ready. But I actually ran this through a 1/2-inch screen to try to take out any bigger pieces. There's still a few that get through, but it takes out a lot of them because it's a peat base. Okay, put 2 in each hole. And then don't cover them up because we're going to cover them up later. And like I said, on these are marigolds right here. I'm just going to put a few in each one because we're going to plant these around our stuff to try to keep some pest bugs away.
Just remember, I didn't make a label for the cabbage because we weren't sure.
Yeah, how many or which one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because we may want to label them just so we know what they are.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters.
Well, I mean, for the future. Like if we like a certain variety.
Who knows if we're going to remember.
I may not, but we'll see. Broccoli, you don't really care, right?
What? No, I just use the little packs first to get rid of them.
I was going to look at the year, too.
Yeah, or if one of them... Those little packs are probably actually newer, but like I said, it won't matter. That'll just get rid of them so we have less seeds to put up later.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing, is trying to clear this out.
Yeah, because we definitely have an abundance of seeds.
Too many.
But every year that we do this, we're working toward clearing that out and making it less crazy in that seed cabinet.
Yeah, the problem is I enjoy ordering seeds each year, and so I'm ready for them to be gone so I can do some seed shopping.
I'm really proud of him, though. He has refrained this year since we had such a
for now
abundance. Yeah.
If the season's still young, it could still happen.
Some of these may have 3, but
it doesn't matter because, like I said, whenever in this, since they're older seeds, I don't know how well they're going to come up. But
my muscle control on this.
Just like these marigolds, the seeds are just funny shaped and hard to deal with, so I'm just throwing some in there and then
whatever you can do.
Whatever comes up, because these are real low. I think these are from 2012 or 2014.
Yeah, because we attempted to do companion planting a while back. But
yeah.
I accidentally got 4 in it.
No, that's fine. They'll come up. That's a big can. That's old seeds too, so.
At least we might have a bunch of bell peppers.
Yeah. We'll have to thin them out, but yeah. Something like that.
We like bell peppers, though. You like bell peppers too, don't you, babe?
Yeah, Abby loves them too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done.
And Abby's okay. She just was...
She's working on stuff in her room.
In the house, so we let her. And it's very cold outside.
Yeah.
Nice and warm in here, though.
Definitely. Yeah, I did get some new brooders. We bought them last year from a poultry supply place that they're old style that they don't use because now everything they use is zoned where they hook together and work off the same controls. And these were just some they had. I got super cheap and finally got 2 of them put together. I got one more to put together, but all we've ever used in here was 2 and it's been fine. So
Yeah.
I'm still going to put it together and probably put it up just in case. But for now, 2 is good enough to get us started because everything's going to be down on this end anyhow.
Yeah, and it's staying. I mean, you can see he's in short sleeves. I had to take off my warm hat because.
And these are on the lowest setting that they've got too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you wanting them like both at the back or?
Yeah, but facing. Yeah, that's just like that.
Okay.
Done.
That's what you were kind of talking about earlier. All right, so your label will be right here, face where you can read it.
No, like take them apart, and you put one on that side and one on the other corner.
Yep, just like that. Perfect.
All the way to the bottom?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we will cover those up in a few minutes before we move them. Okay, here we got to put these back in the Ziploc. So, oh, you got peppers everywhere, girl.
They were already in.
Oh, well, I would use those first. It might still just leak though, so it don't really matter. Do what?
They're pretty. How many do I put of these in?
How many? Did you do 2 in that? 2 again.
Okay. Oh, these are tiny.
What is it?
Forget how tiny colored seeds are.
Yeah. You can probably put like 2 or 3 in those too.
Yeah. Put that in there.
Celery seed are really fine, so they're probably just going to be whatever goes in, and then out later.
Yeah, I remember celery is teeny tiny.
Yeah, that's why you put it on my side, I'm sure.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
not on purpose.
Yeah,
Maybe
I believe that.
Maybe subconsciously.
Okay, this is the Brunswick, which, like I said, these are 6 to 10 pound heads, or 6 to 9 pound heads, so hopefully they'll grow really well. Yeah, there's not going to be enough though, so I'll pick another one to finish it out.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of this first variety of collards, but I didn't bother trying to label them separately.
It won't matter.
In past, we've worried more about that, but
I just, like I said, I'm more worried about putting up, and then whenever we actually start buying seeds again, then it may be more important. But right now, we're going to have so many after that it doesn't really matter.
that's true.
Because we have probably enough seeds for next year too.
And possibly beyond.
Eventually I'm going to get rid of them though, because I want to buy seeds.
Well, plus after a certain point, if we notice that they're not coming up as, like the percentage seems like it's not that great, then.
Or it may get where I just go seed them in the ground and see what happens, like I did that one winter.
And like everything come up.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing. How you just put them in, left them, and everything came up. Just about some of the best carrots we've ever had.
Yep. Which I'm going to prep a raised bed eventually for carrots.
Yeah.
Just so that we have a better chance of them doing better.
Yeah, 'cause I want some good carrots again.
Yeah.
Stuff you buy in the store just does not taste the same.
Which I saw on another channel. They told the variety of carrots they use, which are short and stubbier, because they just grow better and it's easier to deal with.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm throwing some extras in these because these are super old.
The cabbage.
Almost done?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already done with mine.
Pick a variety.
Which you don't have to do. You can just do cabbage labels if you still got the labels over there.
Yeah, I do. I'll just do them here in a second.
We're going to do some lettuces too, but I'm just going to wait a little while on those. We had some that are romaine that could be seeded ahead of time. And I'm also going to do onions. So I'm going to do onions in a bigger container. And then, because we'll pull them up and do them as transplants. just the onion itself. So
Yeah, this won't be enough seed.
I'll probably just do a round container of some sort and put them on top.
Yeah.
And then do that instead of individual cells for each onion, because that just seems like a lot. Which we're not big onion people, but we could still dehydrate them and do like onion flakes.
Yeah, because I do use onion flakes in a lot of different
Or
things.
if they're in a recipe of some sort too. Yeah, this is going to be hard.
Oh my, there's a little tiny Ziploc.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Huh? Oh, I think that's plenty of seed right there. It looks like more than what they looked like. Will you hand me one of those labels? Just an empty one. Oh, I can use this. Never mind. I'll just use this one. On these real fine seeds, a lot of time I'll just take a label, pick up the ones I'm going to put in the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise they'll stick to your fingers.
The celery in it.
Yes. Awful.
Tastes good, but...
Like I said, there's a bunch in these because I'm getting more than 2 or 3. Hopefully they come up good though.
Yep, I'm hoping so.
Eggplant.
Hoping everything does well.
You doing eggplant?
This is my last variety. I mean,
Trey? Yeah, mine too. Mommy still has a bunch.
Yeah.
She's a slow worker.
I didn't have help.
It has nothing to do with there's 2 of us working, huh? Is she's just over slacking.
And I'm definitely getting a lot more than 2 or 3 a couple times, but
What is that?
cauliflower.
Oh. So it's about like cabbage seed, isn't it?
Yes.
And collards. Maybe a little bigger than collards. I don't remember.
Yeah, I like broccoli sized.
Well, say if you want to hand those here, I'll work on those hot ones there, and then you can.
I haven't made holes or anything yet.
That's fine. I'm just gonna set them on top of this other tray.
give me some.
These are all hot peppers, babe. You may not want to do these.
And then you might.
No, because last time
You touched your face. Yeah.
That was terrible.
That's the reason on these ghost peppers. So a lot of people use gloves. I'm just going to try not to touch my face. Okay, so those are red habanero, orange habanero, chocolate habanero, and then ghost.
And I did write separate labels for those.
Yeah, I'm going to... How many? 2 each?
2 each, yeah.
Okay. I'll see how this works out.
And I've got cayennes here. And this is going really, really quickly. We do have, like you said, we've got a lot of other things we're going to be planting, but this is a very, very good start.
The worst part's putting dirt in these trays.
Yeah.
That's the longest part. It feels like the longest. Maybe it's just because I like it the least.
Pulling the trays apart too.
Oh yeah, that was a pain because they had kind of melted.
Some of them, yeah.
I think I can already feel my fingertips burning a little.
Oh no.
Maybe not. Could be just in my head.
Yeah,
That's very possible too, because I know I'm dealing with hot peppers.
Maybe something if all these came up.
If they do, on some of this stuff, we may be selling some.
Some plants.
Yeah.
I've already had people in town asking me though if you're going to be selling plants this year.
Oh, well, maybe we need to make more.
No. We don't need to make it unmanageable either for us. That's the other aspect of this. Just has to stay manageable.
Okay, I'm done.
You still... Okay, yeah, that's good. I can make that work, yes.
Alright, my side is done.
Mine too.
Well, if I didn't have to have 15 different kinds of
Okay.
peppers, mine would
Can you
be.
put the eggplant in that?
Yeah, and then, like I said, next round we'll probably have some tomatoes, and a little later on we will start probably some watermelon, squash, zucchini, that sort of stuff, unless it's warm enough, and then we will start those just directly in the high tunnel.
Yeah.
Ghost pepper.
Which at the rate it's going as far as warmth,
Ghost pepper.
well, not this week, but the way it has been going,
Whatever.
it may be warm sooner than
Habanero.
later.
It just depends on
Habanero.
when we get the
Orange
top put back on it.
Yeah.
Chocolate habanero.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So you ready to cover these up with dirt? Is that the next?
Yes. Yeah, and then on these, I'm just sprinkling a little bit on, and then we'll water everything in, and that will.
Can I get it?
No, because I don't want to put too much dirt on them.
Okay. Can I go inside?
If you want.
You're good. Thank you for helping.
Yep. Yep, you helped me get my side done really quick.
Yeah, you did. If it was a race, y'all won.
It's always a race.
I'm not going that
Come on. It's too cold.
Well, we're all going to be leaving soon.
Yep, 'cause we're almost done with this part.
Well, finally got cool enough in here, the heater kicked on.
Yep.
As the sun goes down, it'll get where they run a little bit more.
It feels very
Yep, it feels good.
Yeah, just don't get too close to it, but yeah, it puts out some heat.
And that actually is positioned a little differently when it's actually set, but for the purposes of me being able to plant and not knock my head on the thing, we moved it up. Looks so nice having these trays done.
I want to slide those down to the far corner,
Okay.
and we're just going to work everything. I'll start over here so you can start on these and then I'll water them in after we get them moved where they're going.
So just all the way to the end?
Yeah. And I gotta give you these, leave a space for these. Well, let me do these peppers next, and then the hot peppers.
Okay.
I mean, you can take the chilies if or cayennes,
Yeah.
but before you put the others, let me put those other hot peppers down there.
Okay. I'm all about getting stuff going this year.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't want to be super late like we normally are, and then end up it getting too hot to do anything.
Yep. Renewed purpose this year after our year off, or our disaster year last year, I guess.
Yeah.
So it wasn't meant to be a year off. It just turned out to be a year that didn't work.
They can butt up to each other. That's fine.
My cinder block is down a little bit.
Yeah, that's the reason I was talking about redoing all this and doing wire tops on them.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
Yeah, it'll work for this year, though.
Yeah, we have new brooders at least this year, so
Yes.
that's the main thing, and we've got adequate space for everything we need to put in here.
Yeah, because we'll probably clear out. Those right there behind you are good, or should be if they come back. Those down there are hit or miss. Some of them may be.
Yeah.
And then these are bad, and then we'll clear out all this, and with that, we should have a ton of room.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that?
I'm going water the plant.
I have a water thing.
Yep.
A hose.
Water hoses are overrated.
You're silly.
Water hoses are
Not when you have a bunch to water.
Can I please do some of the plants?
Not the new ones we planted, because that will drop out big drops. But you can water those things on the other side. I want to replace this water hose with one of those subsonic or Arctic ones, whatever they are.
Those are
the black ones, because this one is super stiff right now, and it's going to end up breaking with me having to kink it. So
yeah, those new ones I really like a lot.
Yeah, the ones over there. Because on these, I just want to water it in good where the seeds make good contact with the soil. Because the dirt's pretty moist, but if we water them in like this, they'll kind of cap over a little bit where the seeds may not wash out later whenever we water. Do you have more water?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Didn't know you did. Thought you was about out the way you were talking.
Alright. And that's where it normally goes. The rooter normally sits.
Yeah. And I am going to crank these on up a little bit since we actually have seeds in here now.
Yeah, and it's fixing to get very, very cold.
Okay, so this is what I'm doing on the onions because I don't want to waste a lot of space. I'm just taking a 2-gallon pot, putting a layer of dirt in there, kind of packing it down, and then I'm just going to sprinkle these in, put a little dirt on top, water them in, and stick them over there and see what happens.
Daddy, can I fill up my watering can and then go over them?
What?
Can I get my watering can and then go over them?
Go over what?
The onions.
Has it got water still?
No, I need more.
It doesn't have any water?
No,
Okay.
she's wanting
I'll fill it up in a minute and you can do that.
And then I can water.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
likes watering with the little watering can.
Which that thing came in handy when we didn't have water out here because that's how I was watering stuff, the little stuff we had. Yeah, the others were bunching onions and these are Texas Grand. Yeah, Texas Grand onions, which is oh, it's a bulb. I mean, it's like a big onion, but I don't know if it's a yellow or a white. We'll just stick them right here.
And then if you water them,
Yeah,
how much water?
just water them where they're watered in good.
Okay.
All around, edges too. Okay, water the other one. Okay, let me see it for a minute. Let me get this other side. Okay, should be perfect. So we're off to a really good start. We still have a long ways to go, but I think we did 12 trays with 48 plants or cells per tray, so you do the math. And then if you count how many seeds Izzy put in, multiply it by about 10. No, she did a great job. We're just happy that they enjoy working out here and doing all the stuff on the farm, and also they're learning a lot too.
Absolutely.
Doesn't count for their school, but there's some things you got to learn outside of school too, huh? Got to know how to survive and where your food comes from.
Yeah.
That's really important for us, is so that they know exactly what they would have to do if they needed to garden at some point and we weren't around. And also just knowing where your food comes from, because a lot of people thinks it just comes from the grocery store. They don't see the work that goes into it before. And those prices, if you did it yourself, won't seem quite that bad anymore.
Yeah.
But we still have a lot of stuff to go that we're just barely scratching the surface of gardening season. And we hope this is a very successful year. And we hope you come along with us and see if we are able to grow enough food to last us a year. Because if we can make it a full year without buying a single vegetable from the store, that would be amazing.
Oh, wow, that'd be so great.
Yep. And so you'll get to see that journey with us. Like I said, if we have successes, we'll tell you. If we have failures, we'll tell you, because we've had some failures the last couple of years. But we're hoping this is our year, as long as we can get that plastic on the high tunnel in time. That'll be the biggest thing. Because right now, with the plastic, it's torn. We had a bunch of rain, and it is a muddy mess in there right now. So we've got to get a top on it so they can dry out and be ready in time. But usually if I till it up enough, we can get that fixed. And plus, we're going to do a lot of raised beds and a lot of different things like that. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening this year. And we're glad that you're here on the journey with us. And we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Bye.